list. Well, one anime. I don't know if it's technically an anime, but one thing I wanted to talk about more. Oh, was it Avatar: The Last Airbender? I don't know if it's technically an anime, but it's kind of in the genre.
I think I would consider that to be an anime.
People claim it's like a cartoon. I mean, it's like it's similar enough that it's kind of the same thing. I
Mm,
mean, I kind of view it as an anime though. I mean, it's the same difference though.
I whether people call it an anime or not, it is pretty much whatever to me. Because
If it's not an anime, it's
personally,
probably better than an anime. So
like Teen Titan isn't really considered an anime. I still call it anime. I mean, it's whatever.
yeah. It's animated. I mean,
Yeah,
it's stylized. I think that's the word.
yeah. I'm not too familiar with Avatar. I've seen like bits and pieces of it, but I never really got real too deep into it. So I'm not really the I can't really talk about Avatar too much.
I think I'll add another one I want to talk about too. Um,
Uh, I think my favorite character, I think his name's Uncle Iris. He's at
Iroh.
Iroh. He's at old man that gives a lot of wisdom
I think
from
he's
the
like one of my
fire.
favorite characters.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I really like him. Yeah. Okay, so what do you like about him?
Eh, I think personally, I think I think he did have like I want to say um, a rough past, but but he's humble at his age. Gives lots of advice, lots of wisdom, despite his past. Or he kind of reminds me of a lot about Kakashi from Naruto.
You have Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi Sensei.
Okay. So
Uh,
what
I don't
parallels do you
know.
think between Kakashi and him?
I mean, they both had like a rough past, and they try not to dwell on it. They always look to they always look to the future. You know, or I don't know if I don't know if I could say that, but you know,
It's just it's yeah. I feel like there's certain characters are more relatable.
yeah.
Um, yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, it's like there's something about them sometimes. Like and maybe also because like like they have their life and they're not like it feels like they're independent sometimes of the story. Like whether or not what regardless of what's happening, they're still kind of their own thing, and they're not always
Yeah.
shaped by the story. They kind of just they mentor and they care about someone, but they don't care about the outcome. I think that makes them powerful.
But what do you mean they don't care about the outcome?
Well, okay, I mean, like, okay, so I think there's like Zuko and like Aang, and they're like they both have their own like little thing they're trying to do. There's like
Yeah.
Uncle, and like he doesn't like really care about the outcome of what like whether or not like Aang gets captured or turned in or he's free. He's just kind of there for Zuko. He doesn't. I don't know.
See,
It's like
that's
he
the
just kind of
thing.
lets.
I do believe like he does care about the outcome. Because I mean, I think that's just the kind of character he is. But I mean, I can't really say for sure because I haven't really watched the Avatar. But like, I'm pretty sure he cares about the outcome.
I feel like he does
It,
probably a little bit.
it,
I mean,
it,
he's
it
mostly just kind of like. Well, like he's mostly just like he just cares about Zuko, or I think is his name. So he kind of views him as like his son and cares about him. But like he doesn't like give a flying frick about the world really or a lot of this stuff. It's just kind of like just kind of there. I guess maybe that's just my opinion.
mhm. Uh,
Also, I think also he's a fun character. He's like somebody who wants to have fun, have a good time. He's kind of chill, right? Like some people are not chill. He's kind of a chill dude. Oh, sorry, you
oh,
still
like,
there?
yeah, to me, like, I would seem, it would seem like he would care about everyone. But then again, I'm not really too familiar with the anime, so I can't really.
Are you familiar with Naruto?
Bit more familiar with Naruto. I've only got, I've only gotten to that Gaara scene though.
Which scene?
The fight with Gaara.
Oh, okay.
Anything
Wait,
past that, no, I'm not really too familiar with.
too bad. You got the nice first, nice chunk of stuff in it.
Yeah. Uh, I think like that. I want to call him Bruce Lee for some reason.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Like my favorite character, I would say, has to be Kakashi Sensei. Then after that, Rock Lee. That fight with Rock Lee and Kara. It's like the that's like the best anime action scene ever. Like I
it's
don't think
pretty
like
good.
I think any other action scene compares to that one.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. I think I like what's his name, Lee or whatever his name, like Rock Lee. I think I don't know because maybe because he doesn't have these powers or whatever. He's just like real good at fighting, and that's
Yeah,
kind of like I don't know. It's an interesting thing in a world of ninjas. He doesn't have ninjas abilities, so but he can kind of still hold his own too.
yeah, for sure.
It makes you like want to
Um,
root for him a little bit, or
oh yeah, like I'm pretty sure like everyone likes Rock Lee. Or at least that's what I would have. If not, if Rocky isn't the favorite character, he's definitely in the top three. I would assume.
Like him. Um, yeah, cool guy. I mean, I don't know. I feel like his story arc kind of gets dull, and it kind of just comes to an end eventually. But I mean, he's cool for what he was supposed to be. I don't know.
Mhm. Hey, we got another Craig in the house. Uh, he's on mute.
I'll be on in a sec. Hey, I just want to let you know that I am recording, so just be aware of that. Hey,
Excuse me.
Oh, how y'all doing?
Doing good. Just
That's good to hear. Yeah, so we're just talking a little bit about so a little bit.
Greg, can you hear me? I'm sure he had to figure out his system's specs or whatever. Um, yeah, I think the conversation was a little bit about anime. But I was a couple different topics, but see where it goes.
okay. What were some topics in like regarding anime
Yeah,
topics
so
that
the
were
first one,
discussed?
first one, I first one was about have you ever watched the? Some people call it an anime, some people call it a cartoon called Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mhm.
You ever watched that?
Yeah, I watched the complete series. A little bit of Legend of Korra, and the,
Ace says he's not too familiar with it, but it's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I just never really got into it. I mean, I have seen like bits and pieces of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the what's his name? That old guy from the Fire Nation,
Iroh.
Iroh.
Uncle,
Yeah, Uncle
Uncle Iroh.
Iroh. Yeah, he's definitely my favorite character. I'm pretty sure
Him
he's
and
I'm pretty sure he's a favorite character for most
oh,
fans, though. At least that's what I would believe.
yeah, like if there's a few notes that can trigger a fandom, it's those regarding leaves from the vine.
Let me see.
Rest in peace, Mako.
Uh,
So, Musette, what would you say your favorite character is from Avatar?
Definitely Iroh, followed by from the Earth Nation, the blind girl.
Oh yeah,
oh,
Toph.
Tough.
Oh
Yep.
hey,
I
Greg,
like
you're on.
it.
Yay, finally.
Hey, I just gotta make sure. So I'm recording. You're okay with that?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if have you been on one of these before? I can't remember.
No, I haven't. Sorry.
Okay, I just gotta make
first
sure.
time.
So I guess I gotta make sure of this. For what is your age? What was
I
your
am
age?
53.
Okay. Gotta make sure I don't get myself in legal trouble. You're
Oh
probably
no, that's
older than
good.
all of us here. That's good though. We need some
I don't look a
we
day
need
over
some wisdom.
52.
Okay. I make sure. Okay. So so your name is Greg, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So who is have you ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes. Yep.
Who is your favorite character from?
Probably also Toph. Although I quite like Sokka because he's totally unpowered.
Yeah, he's the
Almost,
he's the only one that doesn't have any power.
yeah, almost like the only one in the world, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But I
Mm.
always go for the underdog. So
hmm Plus, he's the funny
It,
guy. So
he is, yes. Who's your favorite?
always like
Oh,
Sokka.
Hmm.
cool.
So I was gonna ask everybody here, I guess. So I mean, oh, by the way, Greg, I guess I should ask you this question though. So I guess like I should ask you like, so are you a Christian or not?
Yes, Christian for 38 years.
I
So
thought you
you,
were. Right?
I'm in Australia. I'm in Canberra, which is a small country town somewhere off in the east. Southeast. I go to a church here. My background is Uniting, which is an Australian denomination, and Pentecostal. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought you were. I just try not to make blatant assumptions, but
No,
if it
that's
helps.
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
And a proud nerd. Yeah,
speaking
that's
about
good.
that, have you heard of that incident that happened?
yeah, in Bondi.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay. Let's
think
let's let's
Yeah,
let's
something.
let's not make this super political right now. I'm okay with talking
okay,
about it. Let's just try not to talk about it too much right now.
okay,
I
that's
know
it.
I know it's no, but let's try to let's make this a little more fun and not like I
Yeah,
understand.
Norris. Norris.
Okay,
Sure.
let's just try not to bring that up if we can help it. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
I'm okay with having that conversation. Let's just try to keep having two different ones.
okay,
Okay, but I am sorry for what happened. But let's just
That's
try to move forward. Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Um. Okay. So I guess I'll ask people here. No, I know you said that you're not really like a Christian, but I mean you're also welcome to join in, right? But like, um, so what is your Christian? What do you have, like? What is your viewpoint like on Christians from watching like an anime like Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I mean, I feel like they could take a lot from it, like just as a show in general, like just as a really good show in general. It talks about um, quite a few topical things about like the horrors of war, the like colonialism, and generally just kind of like putting into perspective like how war and such a long war affects people.
Mm.
And it's just like it's like, and it's not that there's like, and then well, I was gonna say the thing is with Aang, he struggles with pacifism because that's how he was raised, and he has to fight within himself his teachings and upbringing versus what literally everyone else is trying to tell him, in that like he must do an unthinkable deed to save the world. And he's trying to do everything he can or think of different ways that he can to not. And through through the powers that be in the show, he is able to find a way that kind of helps compromise that. And I think that like it's
I agree.
it's very it's humbling because it's not painting it one side completely bad and one side completely good. Yes, there are very distinct like good and bad sides, but it's not as black and white as one might make it out to be. Because they kind of take a chance to humanize, say, like the Fire Nation, the bad guy, and they kind of show that the main characters have like sometimes damning flaws. Again, like Aang being like passive, passive and like what's the other word?
Active,
Well, not active, but like passive
passive,
to a
and
fault.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like, but it's to a fault
Mm.
that it's causing him so much anguish over, especially in such a time and need and time crunch as the last few episodes that he's fighting this over within himself.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just there's it really helps paint people as human without painting them like cartoonishly evil. Yeah, there are cartoonishly evil characters in the show. We got um Firelord Firelord Ozai, I think his name is.
The Zuko's dad, you mean?
Yeah, Zuko's dad.
Yeah.
Firelord Ozai, and then
Yep.
Azula.
Yep.
Although Azula is just kind of like in the end she kind of just mentally breaks. So like she kind of ends
Mm.
up becoming like kind of a pathetic character. Not
Mm.
pathetic as in like laugh at them pathetic, but like pathetic as in like oh you feel really bad for them
Mm.
because they broke.
Mm.
I guess I don't remember her ending exactly off the top of my head.
She and Zuko have an Agni Kai, and during that fight, she kind of pulls a fast one, knocks Zuko out for the moment, and then ends up fighting Katara, who ultimately subdues her.
Didn't she get
And
Okay.
encased in ice or something? Does that
they both
happen?
get
Yeah.
encased in
Oh,
they both get encased in ice, and through Katara's waterbending is able to maneuver around, chain Azula down to the
Mm.
grates that was running water through.
Mm.
And with that, it like I mean it was happening like much earlier than for the fight that she was like really losing it. Like she was seeing hallucinations and hearing things and just generally like just going like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Um she lost it with power and with like honestly some trauma. There's some like unsettled trauma that she was going through. Being seen as this deadly progeny of her father. And yeah, like it's just there was a lot that pressure and I think that finally broke her. Like, 'cause in the end, she does start crying from like just defeat and anguish.
It's pretty humanizing.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't
It's
she
like
given like
yeah,
the Earth Kingdom to like rule over or something?
she conquered the
Like,
Earth Kingdom, and the White Lotus came in under the leadership of Iroh. Came in and took the Earth Kingdom back.
it's definitely a really good show. A lot of people say it's like the best anime ever made, but that's debatable. But it's pretty good though.
I definitely see why they would praise it so highly. Like it was ahead of its time, and it was definitely one to really make people think for once. Um, can't really say that much about like Legend of Korra and some of the later seasons of uh the other series that they're trying to work on. But like Avatar, like the main series, definitely up there, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm not sure what the next series is. I think it's about an earlier Avatar or someone like the I can't remember. But I watched Legends of Korra first before watching Avatar, and I thought, oh, that's really good. That's really interesting, you know. And then I watched Avatar. And I thought, yeah, Avatar's a lot better. And I think one of the
Yeah.
Mhm.
issues they had with Korra, with Korra, is that they made one villain for each season. Whereas with Avatar,
Just
they had
about.
the villain across the seasons, like across the whole show. So it became this epic sort of build up and coming of age story and stuff like that. Whereas Korra was a lot more kind of grown up, like she was an adult. So it was very much about technology and internal politics and stuff like that. Whereas Avatar was much
Yeah,
more epic, in my opinion. But yeah, I do like the
yeah,
fact that
like
one of the things I really liked about Avatar was that there was a redemption arc for the villain. Like Zuko had this long redemption arc that actually made sense. That actually there was, you know, you could see where his character changes, which is really nice. It's sort of, you know, it's a nice difference between a lot of stories where the villain just gets killed in the end, or they get imprisoned, or something like that happens. Um, Whereas you've actually got character growth, which I think is a nice thing. Yeah.
yeah, like he definitely has like one of the best character redemption arcs because they
Mm,
take their time with it.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, they like, and you can see that with like through the growth of his hair.
Exactly.
Um, like
You
the
can
growth of
tell a
his
good character
hair,
by their hair. Yeah.
yeah, like the growth of his hair and his ability to bend lightning.
Hmm.
Like for like his um, short hair arc, when he was out like in the desert and stuff, he would try to bend lightning, but he was still stuck, still very much stuck and struggling with what and who he is and what
Hmm.
his purpose is. And it isn't
Yes.
until much later when his hair grows out longer that he kind of realizes and comes into full role of I'm here to mentor the Avatar, and I'm here to make sure that my father's plan does not go through.
Yeah. So a lot of his growth is like not following his dad. I'm choosing to do my own thing. I'm choosing to follow my own path rather than just try and please my father, which is very like sort of very much I'm becoming my own person sort of thing, which is a good obviously it's a good uh a general sort of archetype of you know character growth. I mean the same with Aang. Aang sort of struggling as you were saying. Aang was struggling at the end. How do I deal with this Fire Lord? How do I defeat this enemy when I can't? I don't want to kill them, but I want to. But they're too dangerous to really be left alone. So how do I deal with it? Am I powerful enough? Can I actually do this? So yeah, there's a lot of this addressing that in a good way of what is self doubt? How do you deal with that? What do you do with that kind of thing?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. No, I like it. I give it a tick.
Yeah, like
Yeah, there's a
and
lot of aspects.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, so yeah, I guess there's a handful. Yeah, there's a lot of aspects to this. I think one other thing that I thought about before was I think one of the things that I think that was good about the show. I think compared to a lot of like anime, for example, is that it was very like it was kind of like they had like 4 books and like they were gonna put it all like together in an organized way, like a beginning, a
Yep.
middle, and an end. And they kind of like had a plan. I think when I watch a lot of anime, I'm like, there's not really a plan. It doesn't seem like they just kind of like wing it until they're done.
Yeah.
But like this was
Yeah.
like they had it like thought out ahead of time, which I
Yeah.
kind of like.
So with a lot of like Japanese anime versus say Western anime, a lot of Japanese anime are based on manga series that often are still ongoing.
Yeah.
And ongoing probably for the sake of either the writer hasn't come to a conclusion yet in their story, or they're continuing on for the sake of it's money. It all comes
Yes.
down to money. And if they can still pump out volume after volume, then they can. Um, and if they can still get money from it, both from the animation industry, and just the serialization of it, then yeah, why not?
Mm.
But it's it's different when you have a fully realized idea complete, and then being able to like, okay, now we're going to animate it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the advantage of. I mean, obviously, in Avatar, they had the story worked out, so they had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and they knew basically what was happening here. And Phil, I mean, you're right in terms of a lot of the animes. They just, oh, we've got a next thing, then the next thing, then the next thing, the next thing. A lot of it's all about progression, or like progressing skills, or getting more powerful, or doing various things. Which is
Yeah,
interesting.
like
Very
yeah, like
video game.
like it's like I know some of y'all like One Piece, but like I feel like
Mm.
it's run its course and it's just beating a dead horse,
Yeah, because
honestly.
isn't like One Piece like isn't it like 1,000 episodes right now?
Up to like a
Yep.
1,000 episodes. Um, that's not counting like this other anime that has like 3,000 episodes, I think. Remember? I'd have to look that up real quick. Um,
3,000 episodes.
yeah, hang on. Let
A
me
really
let
long
me
one
Google
out there.
real quick. Yeah, let me look real quick.
It's like a 20-year long. I don't even know if it's not full anime. There's like one that's forever.
'Cause, I mean, I know Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, One Piece. They definitely have a ton of episodes.
Okay.
Um,
Think I found it. I'm waiting for the page to load. Uh, okay, here we go. We have, yeah, like the longest one. Oh, let's. We have one that is 5,000 episodes called Kirin Shorts quotation instant history. Um, Followed by Doraemon. Then after that, we're hitting Aze-san at about 2,800 episodes. Doraemon is like 3,300 episodes. Yeah, like Kirin Short Instant History is about like 5,700 episodes.
So is that a history, or is that like an
It's
ongoing story?
I think it's short. So let me double check what uh let me double check here. In Okay. So Instant History, or Otogi Manga Calendar, is a black and white Japanese anime series from 1961 to 1964, and is known as the oldest anime television series next to Astro Boy.
Oh, okay. I remember watching Astro
Interesting.
Boy as a kid.
I never did watch Astro Boy.
I've seen a movie of it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like One Piece is up there, and
How many
those other
episodes?
two that I mentioned.
Does it have a list of how many One Piece episodes there are?
Yeah. Let me see when this was made. This was made about a year ago.
One Piece got
One.
1100.
Yeah, at
Hmm.
least like 1100, a little over 1100 episodes.
Oh, that's rookie numbers. Wow.
Yeah, compared to these.
Much more than that. Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, another anime that's got like 1,000+ episodes. I've seen Case Closed.
Oh yeah, that's such a good series. I really need to get back into that one.
I know, me too. Hey, but it's
Oh,
different. Case Closed and Detective Conan.
I think it's the same one. Let me double check. Case Closed is the manga, but the also known officially as Detective Conan. So
okay.
one and the same. See, dang, they are like 30 seasons so far. Dang, and that's like the latest one was back in like February 27th, 2021.
Hmm.
Jeez. How do
I'm
they keep
just
a
like,
story going?
why do they have animes that like are so long?
I want to know how they keep the story going. Like, is it just episodes, or is it must have a story arc, presumably?
Why
I'm
not
sure that
like,
I know there's like an overarching story arc. Like he has to get back into like his adult body.
yeah,
Um,
Oh, yeah, okay.
but I think it's pretty much just like mysteries and
Hmm.
cases after another. And then the occasional like plot plot episode. It's like, okay, we're gonna find out like something relating to the person that did this to me, or how I ended up like this. Excuse me. Some other ones, real quick.
Okay, well here, I guess there's another point then. So I guess maybe if you take like Avatar, you take like One Piece, they kind of have like they're not like they're not Earth, they're not the way that we live on our Earth, but they're like it has some similarities to our planet, but it's technically not. I think that like people can relate a lot to it. because it kind of is
Yeah.
grounded in some kind of semblance to reality of some kind that I think
Yeah.
it helps a lot of people to want to watch it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it could definitely.
Like I'm sure that's like a selling point. Like it's on Earth, but people can move stuff with their with uh with their mind. Like they can move elements and stuff.
Thank you.
Or it's like Earth, but you can eat this fruit that grows, and you can use your imagination and stuff like that. Then,
Like a
then you get
hybrid mix.
to yeah. But then you get into stuff like what I like getting into is the isekai genre.
Yeah.
Oh, isekai. Uh, what is your favorite isekai?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let me think real quick. Uh, gonna have to be I might have to bring it down to like Inuyasha. Like I know it technically is like
Oh,
I know it technically it would be like a historical isekai since she's technically
yeah.
traveling back in time, but it's either gonna be Inuyasha or Fushigi Yugi.
Oh, I love them too.
I finally got to see the end of Inuyasha. I'm like, it ended.
Yeah, I think Inuyasha really cemented me into anime.
Yeah, it was definitely one of my first ones.
Yeah,
Up there with like Speed Racer and the original Sailor Moon, where they called her instead of Usagi, they named her Serena,
yeah.
and it had like the '90s like Saved by the Bell borders that like moved around and stuff.
Cool.
I gotta tell you, that Sailor Moon OP, I think that's like peak. That's like a peak OP.
I mean, like it's definitely iconic.
Yeah. The sad thing
Like,
is, like, I wasn't big into Sailor Moon uh back then.
mhm.
I mean, I have watched a few episodes, but I think I really need to see about diving back into it. See what all I
Yeah,
missed early on.
yeah. Like, and of course, Inuyasha being on the Adult Swim channel at like 4 o'clock in the morning was like one of the first times that like I remember like, oh, I want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to
Yeah.
watch my show. And it also kind of started getting me like interested in like Japanese culture and the Japanese language. I mean,
So,
heck, it's
do
one
you
of the first
know?
shows that like it got me into like learning Japanese a little bit. Like I know a few phrases here and there, but definitely not
Oh,
conversational.
okay. Yeah, the only thing I already know in Japanese is how to count to 10. Ichi, ni,
I
san,
don't know how
no,
to
fu,
pretend.
roku, suki, hachi, kyuju.
It's like I know I can't count to 10, but I know I can sing in Japanese, so that's the most that
Are
I can
you
do.
too? Like, what song can you sing in Japanese?
Oh boy. Let's see. Like I have to look through my phone to find all the Japanese songs that I have. Um,
Singing to all those outros and intros all the time, so I teach you how to sing.
yeah, like I got like the Inuyasha openings and ending.
If you could sing that first Inuyasha ending, that would be amazing.
You're talking about the one where like Sashomaru's like standing, like just standing alone, and like with the wind,
No,
or
that's the second ending. The
okay,
first
that's the second
ending.
one.
The
Oh, is
first
that the one
ending.
with the Ferris wheel?
Yeah, the Ferris wheel one.
Oh, I forget that one. Um,
I mean,
I
the
have to like
second
I'd have to
one.
like listen to the yeah, it's like Boku tachi wa kimi no kyoto ni.
That
But
that that
let's
was
see.
actually good.
Let's see. I know songs from Tando Prince Sama, or on High School Host Club. Let's see. Dance with the Devils, Hitalia, um, like there's Vampire Night, uh, yeah, there's like a bunch of them that I remember, but it's just like I'd have to look through my phone to find them
Yeah.
all. It's like it's like I don't say I'm an otaku, I'm just a weeb, 30-year-old weeb.
Okay, so I guess another question is, okay, so have any of you ever seen stuff like Sword Art Online or Solo Leveling? Stuff like kind of like it could be like a game
Seen a
world
few.
comes to like real world.
Oh,
SAO,
okay.
you have seen.
Seen a little bit of SAO. I have not seen Solo Leveling. Mostly because, to be honest, I kind of got bored with the main character. It's kind of fell into the it kind of fell into the harem anime for me, and I just wasn't
Mhm.
really interested. Like, because the main character was like, to me, this is just my opinion about it. The main character is like as bland as cardboard, and the girls that follow him around and fawn over him are about as basic as white bread with like same face syndrome, like the same face,
Um,
different colored hair syndrome. And I
So
just
you can tell them apart. It's the only way you can tell them apart.
it's like that's how they can tell them apart. It's the same. It's like numbering your colored trains. It's just like, okay,
All right.
here's Thomas. Like, okay, the number one. Here's Thomas. There's number two, and there's number three. Um,
Yeah. I don't- Hmm.
but
Sorry.
yeah, like it just didn't really capture me. Now, another one that I feel like would be interesting that you might be interested in looking into. Not really a game, but like it's another isekai. Um, it's cooking in another world with my absurd skill, and it's a nice wholesome show where people who are transported to this world have different abilities. Some people have like holy magic. People have skills in like fire and light magic. The main character gets the skill online grocery. So he has to kind of find a way to make do with living in this new world that's kind of a high fantasy world and figure out, okay, how am I going to survive with this skill? surprisingly well.
Hmm.
Can I ask a question about anime? Why are so many animes about leveling? Like it's especially in Isekai, it's got a lot of these sort of things where you go into this other world and you've got to kind of level up. You've got to get points. It's like it follows this kind of video game trajectory. There seems to be a lot of
Yeah,
these similar kind of, you're grinding through this world, and then you're sort of getting leveling up, and then you're battling bosses, and it's a very kind of similar, I don't know,
similar
genre.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
like a
is
similar
that
strategy
is that
genre
related?
kind of feel.
Yeah, this sort
I
of, you've got to grind through and increase. Is that related to Japanese society at all? Is that the idea that there's this perception of society that you've got to kind of grind your way up the ladder all the time? Is that where this is
I
coming
mean
from?
it
I'm not sure. I'm curious.
I mean it might, but it could also just be like that's what's popular at the time currently.
Yeah, I guess.
Um
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I feel like it's just more of a trend right now is that like a lot of shows
Um,
are basing around the concept of video game mechanic. So you got
yeah, yeah,
isekai
yeah.
and yeah, you get
It
isekai'd
just happens to be
into
what's
a video
popular.
game type setting. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
let's see.
There's nothing
I
wrong with
think
it. I'm just curious why it seems to crop up a lot. The same sort of, oh, the world is different, but the kind of the process is very similar. So
Yeah.
yeah, like for a good while there, anime had like a pretty heavy hand in like developing like cyberpunk media. Um,
mm,
like
yeah,
cyberpunk media and cyberpunk um genre
yeah, yeah. Sort of
like
aesthetic. Yeah.
aesthetic. Yes. So some people think of Cyberpunk 77 when they think of the term cyberpunk as a genre.
Mm.
I like to think and go back to like late 80s, early 90s anime cyberpunk, where it's
Uh,
like Dell computers, green text, clicky clicks of
mm,
buttons, wires
mhm,
everywhere, buttons and latches that you have to pull and switch. Uh, like dank dark rooms that like somebody's just sitting in, kind of like the Matrix almost. Um,
yeah, yeah.
and just like that to me is cyberpunk because it's almost like borderline mech in some
Mm,
of these cases. And like it's so cool and fascinating. It's just it has this really unique feel.
mm, yeah, yeah. It's interesting. That's become sort of the predominant aesthetic in terms of cyberpunk. Like in terms of
Yeah,
that's become everything. And then you've got like,
but
grunge punk, and you've got all this other stuff that comes off that. It's interesting.
yeah, it's just like
Mm.
one example. Like that was like back in the 80s and 90s. Um,
Yeah.
then like harem anime started popping up everywhere,
Oh yeah.
and then um now it's like isekai and
Mm.
video game style uh isekai shows.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Hey,
Okay,
here's
why
a
don't you well here, why don't we give a definition for what those are supposed to mean? You said like harem and isekai. But what do
Yeah.
those actually mean?
So harem anime refers to like well there's two types of genres within this. Have your standard harem anime, which is a male lead, often the protagonist, who gets more or less like accosted or sought after by the various female leads within the show, often for
what
romantic interests.
something like Tenchi Muyo.
Yes, Tenchimuyo would be pretty much a good example of like one of the starts of like the harem anime. Now, um, then you have the reverse harem, which is um, the otome, or the reverse of the harem anime, harem style. It is the female lead who is uh, sought after by the various male leads, and in both genres, male or female, that the people seeking the main character out, or the protagonist out, are often very, very beautiful, very attractive looking, and often fit a niche. Like with harem anime, like with women, it's like you have a glasses archetype, of the tsundere archetype, or the it's like, don't get the wrong idea, it's not like I like you or anything type of girl.
Mm.
You have the teacher, you have the silly one, and so on and so forth.
You got the
With
evil
the reverse,
side.
yeah, you got the evil, like you got the kind of evil one in there, or the oh, what's the phrase? I'll think of it later. But the with the reverse harem, more often it's like a conglomerate of bishonen men or pretty men, and they have like different colored hair or different colored attitudes, and it's a little bit more shallow in terms of the otome reverse harem anime, uh, because they're based off of dating sims. They're more based off of like dating simulators for. So there's just a little less to it. Like unless you like really dig into it like specifically. Um, One example that I know is kind of popular right now, Love in Deep Space. It's not an anime, but it's one of those women designed dating sims for women. Um, Again, like a bunch of hot guys, one after the main female protagonist.
Question. I'm not really too sure if this is the case, but like Fushigi Yugi and baskets
That would
like would be a reverse harem in a
Yes, it
sense.
would.
Okay,
Yes, it would.
okay. I feel it was, but I wasn't really 100%.
That's an interesting
They would.
definition. Yeah, I do see solo leveling being kind of like that. It was a little annoying at times, but like he also never got with her, so I also kind of was like, you're gonna have him at least have them get together. I feel like.
Yeah, another harem anime would be considered Monster Musume, which is one that I personally enjoy. Uh, but it's a more adult themed, um, because it's blatant with its erotic themes, say, without going into like hentai territory.
Hmm.
But the other definition you wanted to define was isekai. And isekai just basically means it's like traveling, like transporting from one's world, current world, into another, or being transplaced. So that could be anything from like being transported from modern day Tokyo to high fantasy countryside, uh, or the reverse. That's I've seen listing for something like that. Somebody from high fantasy being transported into modern day Tokyo. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'm sure somebody somebody somewhere that has a name for that. And then you got
I don't
stuff like
think
Inuyasha. Like stuff like Inuyasha would be a historical isekai because
yep.
she's traveling back in time from one era of Japan to another.
I mean, I kind of know those. I just never knew the actual definitions for them. But yeah, pretty cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
I guess there's also stuff like, I mean, I know these aren't all technically all necessarily anime. It's called like Nino Kuni, I think is that what it's called? The name right? Have you ever
Type it in
played that?
chat.
It's like a game or it's a video.
I've never heard
Uh,
of that.
Type it in chat. Maybe I can look it up real quick.
It's kind of set in a world similar to can't think of these names. What's it like? It has a world as a aesthetic similar to like Howl's Moving Castle and like Spirit Away. I think it's like a video game. I'll type it in. Nino Kuni. I think it's a video game. Technically, you could just watch it too.
Mhm.
Even to be honest, something like the Chronicles of Narnia a little bit too. Even probably kind of falls in that a little bit. Another interesting
Yeah.
idea. Here, I'll post a picture here. Let me know if you
Yeah.
find it in the message.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
I'm going way off, but you know, I'll down this genre though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think I have heard of that one. I think
Okay.
it is. I think it is a game, if I remember correctly.
I
Yeah,
think it's a
it's
video
very
game, but
very Ghibli inspired in terms of
oh
like
yeah, Studio Ghibli. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, very Ghibli inspired. Um, let's see, what was another one? Back to Narnia. Technically speaking, yeah, Narnia would be considered an isekai.
Hmm. Very much so.
Cool one. Yeah.
Here's an interesting anime related question. Uh, what has been like the hardest anime to watch?
Ooh. Hardest anime to watch. Um, in terms of like just content material or like uh like
I
sensitivity
mean,
material or
Well, just something like just an anime like I want to say that you like, but it's like
so because when you say like hard to watch, um, there's a few in my list that I have that were a bit hard to watch or going back on them right now like are say problematic further content. Shows like Oran High School Host Club has really dated itself in terms of some of its humor, and one of the voice actors is a very problematic person. So
mm,
there's that, and the show Hetalia, um, problematic in the sense that like its jokes just don't really land, um, not as well as they think they would, and yeah, it's kind of history based, but it's they kind of yuck it up in a way that's kind of insensitive to the fact that like these were real events that happened. Because Hetalia is like okay, so Hetalia is basically the world's countries are personified as people. And when they have like treaties and pacts and stuff that those two countries um I believe they like stay over at the other's place for a little bit till I don't know, like things blow over and they come up with the treaty. And there's just some jokes that I know, at least in the English dub, that just really did not fly.
Mm.
I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there were quite a few of them. Very racially insensitive. Like even the caricatures themselves are kind of a bit racially insensitive. Like or racially and culturally.
I gotcha.
So it's like I've seen them, don't want to see them anymore.
I guess your question's good, but maybe needs to be refined a little bit more. But I'll give an example. Now, I mean, okay, so I'm not really against mature and dark themes. Maybe because I was younger when I started watching, but I think I was like Full Metal Alchemist. So that for me was like a really intense, very like it went pretty extreme. I mean, obviously I'm older now, but I think that was one that was maybe kind of like almost like a deal breaker. Like I even halfway through, I think I finished it, but like that was like a little bit more
After
out of what I was normally would expect or be, able to handle. But so for me that might be one that's
Yeah,
a
for
little bit
me,
up there.
like Full Metal Alchemist, I did watch way later in my anime journey, but yeah, I can see why the younger
I'm
you
not
was.
really I'm not really against it being like, mature or whatever, but like it's just I feel like that one went like a little bit above and beyond what it really needed to. But I don't know. Maybe it's a good
Yeah,
thing on some levels, in some twisted way. Maybe it's a good thing, but I don't know. Yeah, there are a few out there that are like really out there, but there also seem to be like well written and good, but like I mean like well made, but they're also just they go far.
I think one
yeah.
that you might consider that you might consider kind of like in this vein of hard to watch, Death Note.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like Death Note, like beautifully written, like really good series. Um, but yeah, like it's got its um, it makes you think, like in the sense of like a good Sherlock Holmes story.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Death Note right up until the point where, and you guys know if you've seen it, one of the main characters gets killed, and I thought, nah, I'm not interested anymore.
Oh, okay.
I
Um,
watched the rest of it just to see how it wraps up, but I thought that was that was a really interesting story. But I agree with what you're saying in terms of the themes were like the vigilante themes, the idea that all that sort of stuff were really dark, and it got darker as it sort of went on, which is interesting.
yeah, but that's what makes it fascinating. I feel
Well,
like
yeah,
because
I mean, I
this
enjoyed it.
was also yeah,
Mm,
like this was one of the shows that like I first grew up watching. Um,
mm,
in like high school,
mm.
like freshman year of high school.
Oh wow, okay, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting time to
Um,
watch it.
or no, it was seventh, eighth grade actually. Seventh, eighth grade freshman year is when I was watching it,
Mm.
and so unfortunately, I kind of got in trouble for watching it,
Hmm.
because like with unfortunately just a lot of things came together, and I got in trouble for it, and like just I won't get into details or anything, but
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was like it's
like
sad, but like
Yeah, yeah. It
but
was very
it's a
intense. I
good
can see
show.
why. Yeah.
but
I've
it's
gotten a little bit in
such a
trouble
good
here and there
show.
in the past. I was younger. I kind of watched stuff that I probably, looking back, I'm like, I understand why there is a rating on them. Like when you're younger, like really,
Yeah.
some of the stuff is probably a little too much when you're younger. But
Mm.
Well,
back then
it
it was a
was
little bit
more,
different than now.
yeah. Well, for me, it was like I got in trouble with the school, so because I was
Oh,
watching it, and yeah, I got detention for it, for
oh,
having the gall to like watch a show. Um, then again, I was also the weird kid. I was ostracized and made fun of
Yeah.
and bullied throughout my high school life, and yeah, so it didn't help.
probably all
But
weird kids on some levels when we were younger. I don't know you guys though. Probably.
I
To a certain
was,
extent.
I definitely was.
Mm.
But yeah, let's see. Here's a question that I like to want to pose to folks. Um, what is one show either that you've seen or have been meaning to see that you enjoy for what it is, but would change something about it?
That's a good question.
Let's see, I
Thought
for
provoking
me,
question.
for
I don't
me,
know.
um, it would be probably Full Metal Alchemist, at least, um, the original, the original's Full Metal Alchemist one that was like that we've all probably watched firsthand, not Brotherhood. Um, I would like for it to have, well, we have Brotherhood already, the one that follows closer to the manga. Um, so there's that. But I feel like Full Metal Alchemist, uh, the original series, could have been a little bit better if they just gave a little bit more time to it. This
Like more episodes, you mean?
either a little bit more
Mm.
episodes or just a little bit more care to it, because
Mhm.
it much like the Helsing TV series, 13 episodes of that show. Um, it they both kind of just needed to take their time, give it a little bit more patience, let it cook a little bit more, and could have been something much better. Like, if not just better in general. But that's not to say that Full Metal Alchemist, the original series, was bad by any means. I mean, that's kind of what we all, just about all of us, may have started with. Like, and then, of course, there's just the whole controversy with Vic Mignogna, the voice actor for Edward Elric. Um, yeah, that's just the whole another can of worms that I just, ugh.
Not familiar with it, but I don't probably need to know either, but yeah.
Yeah, like he's,
Yeah, I don't watch it.
yeah, it's okay, but yeah, he's not good. Let's just say.
Okay. I've only seen the
Oh,
I only saw the live action movie on Netflix for Full Metal, but I'm not really big into body horror, so I found the
Oh
movie a
yeah.
bit hard to watch. But yeah, I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, like, and if it's
I think if
like, especially when it comes to body horror, like, yeah, like Full Metal Alchemist is gonna be full of it,
yeah,
and
I think it'd probably be easier to take in the anime than it was in a live action. So, but
oh
yeah,
yeah, like when
yeah,
it's live action, it's more visceral, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
If I was going to change anything, I wouldn't change Avatar, but I would probably change Korra, so they didn't have a villain every season. They had the one villain that went through the whole thing. Because I think that would be because the seasonal villains made it felt very stop-start, the whole thing. So I would probably change that. I don't know what
Yeah,
else
like
I
there
would
wasn't.
change, to be honest.
Yeah, like there wasn't really much of a flow, or I mean, like there was a
Yeah,
flow,
yeah,
but it was like a villain of the week kind of thing.
yeah. It felt a bit like that, and some of the villains were a bit weak, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what else would I change. Has anyone watched The Dragon Prince? I don't know if that counts as anime.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. The Legends of Ario or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't watch. There's like
Ava?
one more season out there. I didn't watch the last one out there. I've seen most of it though.
Yeah, that I found that very frustrating because I
Oh yeah,
first watched the very first season. Watched the very first season. That was really good. It sort of got me really hooked, and then it kind of went steadily downhill. Um, like
Huh?
the first season starts off with this quest, this big, oh, we're gonna find this, get this dragon egg back to the mother or whatever they're trying to do, and that was, this nice, almost Lord of the Rings type plot. But then it sort of became this political stuff that seemed to go on forever and didn't really have any kind of story to it. Anyway, I would change that. That's what I would change.
Like if it was consistent.
It was consistent, but it was just bad.
Oh,
But it was consistent in its badness.
oh,
At least after the first season, in my opinion. This is just my opinion.
well, what kind of expectations did you have for it?
I don't know. I guess it seemed to be setting up for this big battle or this kind of war or this sort of thing between the elves and humans and this sort of thing at the beginning of the first season, because that's where it started off, that there was this enmity between humans and elves, and there was this issues what's going on, and it felt like that's where they were sort of leading to, and then it was kind of resolved, and then the rest of it, you felt a little bit like they weren't sure where to go with it. So yeah, it was kind of, they're trying to work out where they're actually going with this sort of thing. So they're introducing all these different races of elves. They're introducing all these different sort of things. I mean, I don't mind sweeping political, sort of stories. I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones, big fan of all those sort of stuff. But they didn't seem to have a lot of the actual plot behind it to carry it very well. Like the stakes weren't that high. It was very, and then they introduced Averos, the villain, or something towards the end, and so the last season was sort of wrapping up his villain arc, and then they kind of defeated him very quickly, sort of towards the end. So yeah, I don't know.
I agree with you on that. Yeah,
That's just my
kind of
opinion.
had a lack of direction.
It
Was
did.
like,
It felt like it. It felt a bit like they were they had various ideas, but they weren't really bringing them together somehow into some coherent way. But then again, that's my, I've never written a long TV series, so I'm probably not really a good one to judge. My opinion. But yeah. I mean,
all good.
that's the thing is I really enjoyed the first season. The first season was, they had strong characters, they had a motivation, they had a journey they were going on, and they were changing over that time, and that was really interesting. And then they finished the journey, and then it was like, oh well, what do we do now? Oh, we'll just go back and
yeah,
no, live our lives. So yeah.
like an RPG game a little bit. Like they had like their main cast and a couple characters. They went on this journey, but like it's just like an open-ended journey. I don't know. It, they
Yeah,
had no.
it
Yeah,
makes me
there's
feel, and I know Dragon Prince was not. It's not Japanese anime. It's like American or wherever it's from. But it reminds me a little bit of, like, I think Phil, you were saying that a lot of anime, they have this idea, this world building, and then they just keep going with it. It sort of becomes episodic. Oh, the next thing, then the next thing, the next thing, and they just keep going with, like One Piece. They just keep going. Oh, it's a new island, or it's a new thing, or it's a new situation. And there doesn't seem to be a real sort of impetus to what they're doing. It's just kind of one thing after another, after another, after another. Anyway, that's my opinion. You may disagree.
Mhm.
You know,
No, like it's like I totally get it.
yeah, yeah.
I guess okay, not to twist this too much. I feel like also though, maybe the industry is just kind of slowly starting to run out of like fresh new ideas. So it's like they keep making more content. Like I don't know. It's like they only have somewhere so far and so much they really can do until they kind of
I
circle
guess
back
so.
to the beginning.
Yeah, I guess so.
That I
I
guess
think it's good
eventually
that.
it'll become like
Uh,
oh yeah,
did you guys
eventually it's
watch?
like
Sorry.
sorry, you go, you
Go on.
keep
No,
going.
you go. You go. You go. You go. You say.
Okay, I was gonna
You
say
go.
like I guess like we become like a little bit like jaded and older, and eventually like we have what we want things to be, what we want to watch, and then like new
Yeah.
generation comes in, and now they're like they want to do their thing, and then we do our thing, and the ones before us they all did their thing, and ones
Yeah.
after them they're not gonna care about them anymore. They have their thing, and it's like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Did you guys watch?
Yeah, like well, let's
Anyone?
go
Sorry.
ahead.
I was just going to ask. Did anyone watch Arcane on Netflix? Was
I
it?
No.
have not.
No, that's right. Oh, it's
Not
okay. That's right. Sorry about that. You go.
Good. I just haven't really been. Well, I don't have Netflix, so it's not like I
Oh,
can
well, don't
watch
worry about
these.
it. Yeah. Stay away. Stay away as long as you can. Yeah. Live your life. Go. Do. Create. Be. Don't sit at home watching Netflix.
Go outside, touch
Don't
grass.
be like. Don't be like. Yes. Don't be like me. Have a look at a life.
Like go be something. Don't be like me.
Says the purpose of my life is to serve as a warning to other people.
yeah, that's fair. It's like my life. Yeah.
Wait, I think I got an answer to Musette, or how to pronounce your name.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I think, well, it's not really with the specific anime, it's just anime in general.
Mhm.
Um, I think for me that's off-putting is, you know, they I find that anime's got like a lot of sense of like censorship.
Mhm.
Oh,
Um,
like a censorship problem.
yeah,
Um.
cause with like action, you kind of want like the blood and gore,
Mm.
and I know this might not sound Christian of me, but you know,
Yeah.
you kind of want the
Like
character.
you want to see like the action be action. You don't want it to be watered down.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Like it's like yeah, there's a limit, and like because otherwise it's like buckets of blood. But great movie by the way. Um, but no, it's it when it comes to like censorship, there's definitely a at least with when it comes to being dubbed in the Western, like in Western society, um, there's a lot of either downplaying like or censoring of like jokes that either don't translate well or just
Mm.
don't fit. There's censoring of uh content and there's just a general and it's like general animation censoring. Like people who smoke are often given suckers or whatever or a lollipop
Yeah,
instead to like with the infamous 4 Kids One Piece dub.
yeah.
Yeah. With but yeah, like yeah, I feel like there's a big issue when it comes to censoring. And I think that does need adjustment.
Um. Oh, and about that question that I asked about like hard to watch anime, I think I well, two of my picks would definitely have to be Madoka Magica and ReZero.
Ooh, I love Madoka. I love
Yeah,
Madoka.
that's just hard to watch.
It's sad.
Like,
Like these poor girls. Like they're just kids.
I kind of knew the plot going in, but it's like
It
I
just
don't know how
when
to.
like when the
I
reality of
explain
it
to
hits you.
yeah, and then ReZero, it's like I got past season uh 2. I've only watched like few episodes in the season 2. I think ReZero, uh, the main character asked where Rim was at, and then forget her name, but she says, "Who's Rim?" And it's like I had to stop watching that.
Oh.
Like that ReZero is definitely emotional damage times 10.
Mm.
Oh,
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
definitely heard of ReZero. I haven't actually seen it, but I've heard a lot about it.
I haven't seen it.
Mm. The whenever the main character actually gets into the place he's staying at, that's whenever the shit gets real. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but
It gets intense.
from that on, from that point on forward, it's just an emotional damaging episode after another emotionally damaging episode.
Mm.
Wow.
Right.
Sounds promising.
That definitely tried to be in a happy state. If any of y'all plan to watch it.
Okay, here's another question. So I haven't actually seen it yet, but I was thinking about watching it. Have any of you ever watched Demon Slayer?
Oh, yes, us watch.
No.
Like I haven't because it just didn't really capture me. It just didn't really something about the art style and just I don't know, just something about it just didn't really click with me. So I just kind of been avoiding it.
I think it's a must watch. And uh,
Maybe it's just me being like the hipster and like, well, it's popular. I don't want to see it. Kind of feeling.
Yeah, because
But-
actually, because everybody was recommending Demon Slayer. I kind of put it off as and whatever. I actually started watching it, and it was like, uh,
like, huh, not too bad.
after a few little episodes, I was like, hook, line, sinker. But yeah, Demon Slayer, like, that's definitely a top tier anime. Effort into watching it.
I guess okay. So also just say this. I mean, because it's something I want. It's something that I'm looking for more shows that I can kind of stand behind and feel good about myself. Watching. I think this is I really like the idea of watching more. I like Avatar a lot. I feel like it's also popular. So I was like looking for something to be able to enjoy. I was also playing this trading card game and like this last. It was like Avatar: Last Airbender. So it's like, I just wanted to and have conversations about stuff.
Yeah. You mentioned anime. I've got a bit of a short amount of time before I need to hop on to another conversation. But yes, anime, very much.
Oh, hey, here you are.
I'm interested. Yes, here I am.
Kind of came out of there. I was like, oh, who's this?
oh,
Just like really who's this like sexy man voice comes in here and I'm like, oh, who's this?
Right. I'm only going to be in here for about a short amount of time, but yes, anime. The animation giant that has come from Japan. So where did you leave off in your conversation?
Watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because then that goes into the whole debate of what is anime anyway. It's kind of interesting because usually the term anime in its traditional sense basically refers to animation made in Japan. So, at least by that definition, Avatar: The Last Airbender wouldn't make sense because that was made in the West. However, the Avatar: The Last Airbender was influenced by Eastern styles, and you could say other shows have taken a hint or two as well. I could go over numerous shows and movies that have taken a hint from the anime industry because it's just had that much of an influence over the culture. It's gone to the point where I've noticed in my local DVD shop, you have shows like Arcade that are put in the anime category, even though that clearly wasn't made in Japan. That was made in France for the Western audience primarily. So, what gives? One time I even saw Samurai Jack in the anime category. So, it seems to be that anime has come to be so regarded to be affiliated with animation that takes chances with mature themes and visual storytelling that it's pretty much just affiliated with anime that's not kiddish cartoons, but animations that's willing to tell a genuine story. And I think that's the reason why you see it like just taking over the world as of late, because it's takes chances with telling stories in a variety of formats for any age, really any age. Because you'll notice that there's a stigma in the West about animation, right?
I've heard of that a little bit.
Yeah. What was that?
I said, what's a stigma exactly?
You've never heard of the word stigma? Really?
No, like what's the stigma with anime and all?
What's the stigma? Sorry.
It's
Right.
It's woke garbage. It's woke garbage, basically. That's the best argument.
Yeah, basically, the stigma is that animation is just made for kids and nothing more. Well, it is true that animation usually caters well to appealing to younger audiences due to how expressive it can be compared to live action. There's no denying that. That's why it went the way that it did throughout the 50s and the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, so on and so forth. It's completely understandable, but at the same time, that's a very limiting statement, especially when you have to consider that some anime movies have completely transformed the culture and even won awards. So that stigma just doesn't really fit. And people who think, oh, we could just make really kiddish, cartoony films when there could otherwise be chances taken here, it's very limiting. But by comparison, some of the greatest works I've ever seen in regards to TV and movies happens to be in what you would consider to be anime, and it's certainly influencing a lot of people in regards to the mature themes that it comes across with the visual storytelling. The thing about animation is that it unlike live action, there's no setbacks. Anything you can imagine, you could draw. I mean, sure, with enough of a budget and the right access to special effects, you could do it with live action as well. But animation gives you more of an ease of access for suspension of disbelief and unleashing your imagination. So, yeah, exactly. So with that, it really makes certain messages like really come alive. Whether it be the concept of wrestling with demons or reliving certain memories or personifying different attributes of life. There's a whole variety of things done in really thought-provoking ways. In fact, I remember watching the behind-the-scenes footage for a movie called Only Yesterday. That's a Studio Ghibli movie. I don't know if you fellas have ever heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's made by Isao Takahata, the same man who made Grave of the Fireflies, and essentially, he said that with Only Yesterday, the Studio Ghibli is known for making quite a few slice of life kind of movies. They're the kind of movies that they could have easily have just filmed in live action and just called it a day, but they said behind the scenes version, this is something that fascinates me. They said that when it's animated, when it's articulately drawn in that kind of manner, it encourages the viewer to pay more attention to what's on the screen, to the sheer craftsmanship of what's going on screen. So that's really fascinating because, when you're going about live action stuff like that, there's a lot of things you kind of take for granted. Honestly, unless you're paying attention. But with animation, it encourages you to pay attention to every brushstroke, every movement, every nook and cranny for the sheer attention to detail. And it can really help give some particular stories a sense of identity, even for slice of life or something set in reality. I think for that, for that reason and many more, I think one of my all-time favorite TV series would happen to be Monster. You guys ever heard of Monster?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's an anime series and a pretty mature one at that. I'm sure, like, if it was made in live action, it would be kind of indistinguishable from the likes of Breaking Bad and things like that in terms of sheer quality. It's that good. Basically, it's a story about this doctor who's wanting to help everybody, but is getting lots of problems happening to him to the point where he's forced into a scenario where he has to save a mayor or a son using his neurosurgery skills. The brief second choice, he decides to save the boy. He doesn't have enough time to save the mayor, but then the boy grows up to be a serial killer. So, yikes. There's other stories I could think of that were animated and were conveying very mature messages, and the majority of them come from Japan. And I think it's because Japan has a great sense of honor when it comes to upholding their traditions and passing them down, and their philosophies like ma of quiet, or like wabi sabi of appreciating that which ages and breaks, and other things like that. That basically makes them more present. And in the West, that they're very materialistic, very consumptuous, but there's a lot of great things to love the anime industry. So basically, given that this is a Christian channel, to ignore the significance of the anime industry, I'd say that's a mistake. It's transforming the culture in a very significant way, and we need to engage with that. In fact, there's been one group of Christians who made their own anime movie. No, I'm not talking about the current trend of like making AI anime. No. Before that, there was someone who made a short film of the crucifixion scene from the perspective of the thief on the cross. And and in recent years we've had stuff like Vinland Saga, and way before that there was Trigun, all of which to some degree or another endorsed the Christian message, and it did so via the mature animated means that I've been describing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I personally don't necessarily hold that anime has from Japan. I know it's kind of where it originated from, but I feel like it could be any country.
Well, I suppose when you put it like that, I mean, anime as we know it was mainly founded by the guy who made Astrobot. Sorry, no, not Astrobot, the PlayStation.
Boy.
No, I mean Astro Boy. Yeah. Sorry, Astro Boy. Apparently, I can't remember the guy's name. The man who made Astro Boy. He took a lot of inspiration from the Walt Disney Studios at the time. That's the thing you have to acknowledge, that the Disney Studios were extremely influential to the animation industry, not just to the West, but also to the East. So obviously the East would develop their own animation styles and techniques and storytelling implementations and things like that. But the discipline of the animation itself, we credit the old Disney for doing, and there's obviously it developed from there. And it's easy to spot the patterns once you know where they are. So yeah, you're right on that, Phil. Yeah.
I don't know what else you would call American, like what do you call, like the West anime or East anime? I'm just trying to figure out what would you call American?
American anime. That would be referring to any animated shows that's made in the West that takes influence from Eastern animation styles. So we've already mentioned Avatar: The Last Airbender. People often say Teen Titans. Yeah, Teen Titans. Yep, good one, Ace. Another one I would mention. I guess Samurai Jack as well. Even though visually it's more westernized, in regards to pacing, it's more akin to probably a great epic, if anything else, especially in the first 4 seasons of the show. Anime. I need to think about that for a wee bit. I guess there's the Boondocks, which visually take inspiration from the sort of manga kind of style in its presentation, especially when you compare it to something like Samurai Champloo with that kind of attitude and angle. I'm trying to think. I think there's a variety of other shows that take inspiration. I think those are the first ones that come to my head, at least.
Some of them from the East are good, though. I guess they're not anime. I guess they're more like they're animated. They're not necessarily anime. Yeah, I can see that.
Right. Yeah.
Or they're stylized. I think maybe that's another good word. Stylizing.
Stylized. Yeah. I think people like the stylization of anime as well. I think that's another contributing factor to anime. It's not just the fact that it tells mature stories and uses the visual storytelling to enhance the story. There's also the flair of the dynamism of the stylization. I think, especially with the way it moves, the action scenes, the expressions and things like that. It's very appealing, very stylized. Yeah, it's very easy to gravitate towards, especially when you when Western animations. Like a lot of stuff in the West is fairly corporately safe by comparison. Like just before coming here, actually, I managed to find the short of Nostalgia Critic comparing Illumination's adaptation of The Grinch with Chuck Jones's adaptation of The Grinch. And he noted that in Illumination's adaptation of The Grinch, everyone moves in the same kind of over-the-top cartoony kind of way to entertain the kiddies. But by comparison, Chuck Jones's version, which has a significantly lower budget, uses its animation to properly characterize the characters, in that all the characters don't move the same. With the Grinch, he's fairly slow, grouchy, and old and bitter. With Max, he's a bit more bouncy, but pretty carefully cautious around the Grinch. With Cindy Lou Who, she's pretty dainty, due to her young age, and things like that. All expressed through the movement of the animation. and that's the thing about animation. Animation to animate literally means to bring that which is inanimate to life. So yeah, I mean, the reason why people gravitate towards anime is that it's really taking advantage of that. Whereas a lot of people, especially the corporates, people in the West, are playing it too safe. So because like animation to bring things to life, whether it be clay models or 3D printed figures or drawings or computer generated figures, it's you gotta bring them to life, really make them come alive. You know, the soul, the eyes, the characterization of the movement, and I've actually mentioned the dynamism. You really gotta take advantage of that in order to win people over. And it just so happens that Japan is the one that's taken the most advantage of that in the last few decades. It's not that Europe and the West are incapable of doing that. It's just that the comparisons between the West and the East are like night and day, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of differences, yeah.
It's pretty
Well,
telling
I
that.
feel like when I think of something like Naruto, for example, like they have the music and how they like even sometimes they don't even speak, but they can still show you like emotion, like the music and how they like they kind of slow down and stop sometimes and kind of
Yeah,
breathe in a little bit. They don't
yeah,
have to tell you their message. You kind of like understand it and see it.
that's a crucial part of Japanese storytelling. It's the fact that they're not afraid to slow down. It's part of their culture. That's part of the whole philosophy of ma. The term ma in Japan means silence, nothingness. Like the chance to just slow down and breathe. And a lot of people these days, they don't give themselves the chance to just slow down and to reflect. Some of the most profound scenes come from slowing down and reflecting everything you've just been through. One of the most brilliant uses of ma would be in Hayao Miyazaki's movies, especially this one particular train scene in Spirited Away, where after so much chaos and madness, the main character Chihiro and this other character who was pretty freaky earlier, they just sit down on the train, the music plays, they don't say anything, they just reminisce on everything that's happened, everything that's going to happen, and just there's a peaceful environment, and it encourages you to reflect as well. I suppose a close comparison in Western terms that I can think of would be this Russian movie by the name of Stalker. There's this profound movie, this profound scene in the movie where all the characters do is just sit there by this really important room, and the way the story is told up until that point, it really encourages you to meditate and to reflect. Now, in concept, the idea of characters just sitting there doing nothing, that sounds boring. And a lot of corporate Westerners, they're afraid of boring their audience. I mean, I completely understand that. I remember watching an award-winning movie called Mr. Turner and being completely bored out of my pants with that one. But if the story is told well, it can encourage you to slow down and really soak in, to marinate, to meditate, and some of the most brilliant meditation scenes I can think of is that room scene in Stalker and that train scene in Spirited Away. Oh, by the way, on the topic of Christianity, the Stalker movie, which is a live action movie that was made by an Orthodox director, just so in case you didn't know that. Suppose in regards to the impact of anime, I think it's really important that we interact with it, and we're called to interact with the culture and find the beauty therein. That's basically what Act 17 verses 27-28 says, and I stand by that to this very day. It's what got me out of this period of legalism. It's actively encourages you to engage with the stories of the other cultures and find the beauty therein to win them over to goodness. Read it for yourself. It's pretty thought-provoking stuff.
Hey, wait. Whenever it comes to legalism, like,
Oh,
how would you define legalism? How we pronounce?
I would define legalism in the fact that Christians must not engage with any non-Christian stuff whatsoever. But the problem with a statement like that is if you take that statement to its logical conclusion, then you would have to reject certain things that are quite fundamental, including, from what I found out, stuff like the alphabet itself, because as far as I can historically observe, the alphabet was invented by polytheistic Sumerians and later the Egyptians, who were not monotheistic, and yet we took that as part of the scriptures. And I guess there's this whole joke in Life of Brian about what have the Romans ever given to us? Aqueducts, education, don't forget the roads. But if you read the scriptural message time and time again, it frequently says what was intended for evil can be brought about for good, and God makes ruin things new again. And Acts 17 verses 27-28 says we can reclaim things that was from these other cultures and use it for good. And that's a thing that legalists miss. They think, oh, this was invented by pagans and whatnots and things like that. That means we must keep away from them. That's why you have all these nut jobs every Easter and Christmas time saying, oh, this is pagan, this thing is pagan, and this thing and this that. But they clearly haven't read Acts 17 verses 27-28, and if they have, they're not taking it to its logical conclusion. And not to mention, I mentioned earlier, you have to take into consideration things like the actual alphabet and some other things that are foundational to actually reading and interpreting scripture. Like some of that was like taken from like paganism, and that's probably going to cause the legalists to go like it's just inconsistent logistics. It's a false gospel of works. And
the thing is, like language was going to exist one way or the other. I mean, this is also God's earth. It's not like the pagans came first. Like God came first.
Exactly.
God spoke originally, and God also spoke and He wrote before these people did. I don't know. It's like a complicated.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things that you have to accept, and it just helps you stay grounded in your approach to history and things like that. And legalists, they're not grounded. They're so caught up in this high and mighty attitude, and they try to persuade others through not through love, but through fear, because they themselves fear the punishment of getting it wrong. But if you actually take the gospel to its logical conclusion, you think, no, this is the most liberating message you're ever going to hear. Oh, this must be an excuse for you to just give it the sit. No. It's a form of accountability and authenticity. These legalists aren't being authentic. And so, if we allow ourselves to be authentic and just engage with the culture, I think we can have a genuinely profound impact on the stuff like the anime industry, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you need to get going. We can talk more, but if you have to get going, I mean, I don't want to keep you.
Yeah, I think I've said all that I need to say, and I'm glad you got this recorded because I think this is something people need to hear.
Well, good talking with you.
All right, carry on the conversation. Got me with you, my brothers. See ya.
All right.
God bless.
Godspeed. And there was.
Oh man, that was a lot to take in.
Yeah, he's very opinionated, but I mean, I like that. You know, him and Easy are very like strong opinions.
I think I got some strong opinions too.
I mean, not that they have strong opinions, but they're very like they like to tell other people their opinions a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you got some real wild opinions, but like some people.
What's me wild? What are you talking about? Wild opinion?
I don't know. You got. I mean, to be honest, I also have some. I probably have some real wild things I believe. But
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
yeah, but oh man, this is a good conversation. I want to have open. I think I want to have open-ended conversations about stuff. You know, but
Yeah.
I got to kind of restrain it a little bit. But
Hey, the way I see it, no restrictions.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the best way to keep it open ended anyway.
And just let people say what they got to say.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
See,
So,
not like that other Discord. You say one thing wrong, they want to ostracize you and kick you.
oh yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
That's like censorship, right? Like, in kind of in the bad way.
hmm
I don't know. Yeah, it's just it's also very hypocritical.
I mean, tell the truth, it's like I get offended too. I mean, I get offended by quite a bit of stuff, but it's like you have your piece. Let bygones be bygones. But it's like, no, you say something, we gotta block you, kick you, time you out, this shit, that shit. It's like, come on, bro. It's called talking it out. And it's like,
Otherwise, you live in an echo chamber, and I don't think that's good either.
yeah. Yeah, one thing I hate echo chambers. Rather, it's a leftist echo chamber, a rightist echo chamber, a libertarian echo chamber. I want people with differing views, differing beliefs. And I think that system makes the world a better place. Instead of one group enforcing uh, this totalitarian system or this group right here implementing their totalitarian system. Probably free to speak. Mind. The best, the best view. I'm pretty sure will be on the top anyway. It's like, what are they so afraid of? Their views being rejected?
Ever heard the phrase, sunlight is the best disinfectant?
No, I never heard that phrase.
It's fine, to be honest. I might edit this part to being more political of a conversation, anyways.
That's all it is.
But so like a separate thing. I don't know how long this will go, but to be honest, if it were really heated, it might go. But yeah, I think it's the idea that instead of like blocking people's opinions and stuff, you kind of bring it out to the light so everyone can see it. You got people like Alex Jones, or all those types of kind of people, or like, I don't know, I'm not trying to make this heated. You like that guy like Nick Fuentes and all those people, right? Like, instead of just shutting them down, no one can ever hear and see them. You bring them out to the light and you let everyone see it,
Yeah,
and then you can
pretty
kind of
much.
hash it out. I mean, it's like, and like, bring it out to the sun, and the sun can take all the crap that's out there and just burn it away. So,
Yeah,
and
I
I
mean,
don't know
like,
if it's correct, but it's a cool
yeah, I
idea.
think that's correct because it's like, uh, i- if we censor all of this wokely woke BS, it's not going to come into light. So I mean, the wokey arguments are going to be put into the light, and like they're just gonna wither and die. At least that's what I'm hoping on.
Or I guess the idea of like, yeah, the marketplace of ideas, like the best ones are gonna survive and win them out. I mean, so it's like that doesn't mean you shouldn't make your argument. I mean, like you just it's possible that I could be wrong on some stuff, but I mean, again, like if I'm wrong, then I might as well just learn from that and be right going forward too. So like, I mean, if my ideas can't stand up in the marketplace of ideas, then like maybe they don't deserve to be there. It's kind of like, or maybe I'm right. Maybe I win because maybe I actually am right, and the marketplace of ideas will prove me right. So possible either way.
Yeah, well. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Well, do you like doing stuff like this? Or would you want to do more in the future?
Oh yeah, we had to definitely keep them videos popping.
All right, before we go, say what's one positive thing you like about anime from like a Christian point of view?
I
Or
think
why should Christians want to keep watching anime?
I think anime it its stories challenges you in a good bit of ways. I mean, it's definitely got some uplifting messages in anime, like like I like Alva. I can't even pronounce it. The Last Airbender with Uncle Iroh. I mean, you just get a lot. You get a lot to think about, with him speaking his wisdom. Now, is it all biblical wisdom? Probably not, but I mean, it's just stuff to think about, really.
Forward to the next one.
Next one.
What we'll talk about next.
Oh, what will we talk about next?
I don't come up with more ideas. So like I guess I don't know. I can talk about it later, or we can talk about it now. But I guess like I want to just start kind of open up these like these things and start talking about them. Because I figure we'll keep more I talk about them, the more we'll keep having more conversations. So
Uh,
like anime is interesting. Everyone knows about it or watched something. Everyone's seen something. So like everybody's got.
Christianity, politics. Those are my top three choices.
Oh yeah, I mean like more like narrow though, like a specific topic. Like I wanted to talk more about like AI for example, and yeah, like RPG stuff. I mean, at some point, I don't know. I gotta find more people to talk about like even like relationships or like dating and some stuff like that. Just anything in life really, or anything I like, but try to open up opportunities to talk more about this stuff.